All right, everybody, welcome to another edition of the Ronline Report. This is one a lot of you guys have been asking for since I started doing these a couple months ago. And we have him with us today, the one and only King Kamali.
What's up?
Yeah.
Hold on, meatheads and meat headers.
Welcome, King. It's really cool to have you on the show. I want to start with the question that probably is on everyone's mind. You haven't competed since 2008. Why haven't you competed in the last 9 years now?
I can give you the really quick answer or the long one. Which one do you want?
Give me the medium answer.
The medium answer. Okay, the medium answer is that I was planning on moving to the next phase of my life and becoming a businessman, an entrepreneur. And I had a lot of plans. I was planning on buying a tanning salon and converting it into a spa. And it was a whole thing that I had planned. Unfortunately, right at that time, that's when Lehman Brothers went down, the market crashed, and there was a whole bunch of crazy things that happened financially. And on the other side of the coin, I married the wrong woman.
Ooh.
So I guess if you put those two together, you realize that it was an absolute, really disastrous time in my life. But I came out of it, and it is what it is.
Okay. So, obviously you've been keeping busy and making a living. What have you been doing all this time?
I have been, well, it was a transitional time for me, so I decided to go back to my roots and did what most professional bodybuilders who retire do. Go back to training people, helping people out, building a clientele up. Yeah. And then I realized that the most powerful tool in the world is social media, and it really changed everything. You really don't have to leave the house anymore. Just stay home, put out your credentials, and you get hundreds of people who say, hey, man, help me. I want to look like you, or I want to look like this and that. And you just start consulting people. And that's what I started to do. And now I got a pretty, big portfolio of clients. So it's going well. That was one aspect of it. And then I wanted to go back to my roots. In Iran, I'm the first Iranian man to ever step on the Olympia stage. So I'm like their Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Muhammad Ali. That's who I am. Yep. To the Iranian kids back in Tehran and Iran. So I went back. I went back 5 years ago, and it was the most incredible experience of my life. Everywhere I went, it was flowers and red carpet treatment and Bugattis and Lamborghini. I mean, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Wow.
So you take the stereotypical idea of what they think the Middle East is like, the camels and the turbans. Yeah. I didn't see any of that. I just saw exotic cars, and obviously I was with the one percenters.
Right.
Still, it was an amazing experience, and from there I met my business partner in Dubai, and I Jedi mined him to come over here to the United States, and then now he is my partner, and we launched our own supplement company, which is doing very well in the Middle East right now.
What's it called?
It's called ABN, Anabolic Breakthrough Nutrition. We have an online store right here in the United States and North America, but we only put like maybe 10% of effort into it right now. Yeah. And because right now, honestly, Ron, it's the Middle East, man. I mean, that's where it's at. It's hard for me to say because I live here in the United States. I consider myself an American and all that stuff, but That's why they're all going over there. That's why everyone's over there. That's why Levroni left. That's why Ronnie's business is there. That's why Jay keeps going over there. That's because money is in the Middle East.
Yeah. Yeah, the money's there, but why? It's also this whole the sport seems to be really growing fast over there, just like exploding in popularity. Whereas, here we're kind of struggling with the bodybuilding aspect of it. It's doing well now with bikini and men's physique and all these other divisions have been added on. But why do you think the Middle East really embraces pure bodybuilding the way it does the last few years?
Respect. That's why. When I walk into a gym here, okay, I'm automatically given dirty looks. The manager immediately walks up to me and says, you can't drop weights. Or the training manager will come up to me and say, hey, you can't sell diets in here. Yeah. That's the first day. At any gym you join, you get to hear that shit. And I actually spoke to Cormier the other day, and I said, Chris, what's up? How come you're not back in Venice? He goes, it's not Venice anymore, man. He goes, times have changed, bro. They don't want us there. They don't want me there. That's why but when you go to the Middle East, Cormier walks into a gym, it's first 30 minutes of handshakes and pictures, and Chris has been, retired for 10 years now?
Yeah, at least.
Right. He's a star. He's a mega star over there. That's number one. Number two, every gym I went to in the Middle East, immediately after you finished working out, there is a chef and a kitchen right at the gym.
Nice.
So you finish working out, you go sit down, and they put a plate of food in front of you, and they come up, nobody bothers you. They make sure you have everything taken care of. They put it's like in Iran, they had dormitories for bodybuilders.
Yeah.
Listen to what I just said.
Yeah.
Actual dormitories of, it was like a university. It was unfucking believable. I'd never seen anything like it, where they feed you, there's rest time, there's massage time, and that's why they are blowing by the rest of the world right now. That's why you got the Ram. I mean, you haven't seen what I've seen. You think Rami's big?
Yeah.
You think oh my God, wait till you see this guy named Nortaki from Iran. He makes the Rami look small.
Wow.
Just wait. There's a lot of things coming.
So you probably, everyone else last year or two was really shocked at how everyone coming out of Kuwait and the people going over there. So you probably weren't as surprised as maybe the rest of us were.
No, not at all, because I knew what was coming, and I knew that there's a shift. The respect factor isn't there, and people here in the United States, unfortunately, they're, like you said, the bikini, the men's board shorts, which I hate more than anything else in the world. You got that. And then, obviously the classic physique right now is excellent. I really liking that. But still, man, the roots of everything is the freaks.
Yeah.
Where are the freaks? And when you put the whole concept of taking care of you and the respect and all that, and let's not forget, now remember, you're talking to King now, and I'm talking to Ron Harris, so this bullshit aside, they got human grade shit over there, okay? Every night when I was in Iran, I would go, and my chaperone would say, where do you want to go, King? Where do you want to go? I said, well, take me to the fucking pharmacy again, man. We went straight to the pharmacy. He got me a bottle of test. He got me whatever I wanted, and I went right back to my hotel room. I mean, it's that easy. It's that accessible. And it's not animal shit. It's not the compound garbage. It's none of that. We're talking human grade growth, IGF. The peptides are supremely clean. They got the best of the best over there, man. And the government and the people support them because they're champions.
That's really cool. I have so many questions to get to. I'm going to be jumping all over the place, and I told people I'd give them
credit. Bring it on,
so,
baby. Bring on the question.
Yes. All right, so Big Mike Cox, I don't know if you're aware if he is. He posts on a few of the forums. Everyone's been asking this, though. Craig Titus, when that all went down, when Craig got arrested for murder with Kelly, I mean,
right?
Were you surprised? What was your reaction, your initial reaction when you heard that it happened?
I was surprised. Yeah. I didn't think murder would be on the list of things that Craig would get busted for. I definitely knew that there was some crazy, freaky shit going on. Remember, man, I was involved in that stuff. I think Valentino, the big synthol arm guy. Anyway, He ranked me as one of the top partiers of all time in the IFBB. And I'm not going to deny it. I did it. I was there, and I had my fun while I was a pro. But there is a limit to that shit. Yeah. There's a line. You go to that line. It's like Jamie Foxx said. You want to step just a little bit over it, but you don't want to go over that line too much.
Yeah.
And once you get into that scene, Ron, I'm sure you've seen it yourself.
Yeah.
The ecstasy, the wife swapping, the orgies, the coke. It just takes you to the next level, to the next level, to the next level, and then you get to a point where you'll do something stupid like that, and there's no turning back. Yeah. I got it before I got to that point.
So you had issues with Craig for a while, but it seemed like you guys were actually pretty cool toward the end of what I remember of seeing you guys together anyway. Were you guys finally cool with each other toward the end of all that?
We were never cool, but I think in Australia, when we had that legendary pose down, Wayne DeMilio, he knew how to milk it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody has their problems as far as what Wayne did and, this and that. And obviously Mannion hates him and this and that. But one thing Wayne did correctly was he knew how to hype things up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And after we had that really, really, you want to talk about the most ruckus, the most outlandish comparison of me and Craig and yelling and screaming and cursing at each other on stage. And afterwards, backstage, I walked straight up to him and I said, "You are a fucking nightmare, but at least we gave him a show." And he looked at me and we shook hands, and I think that's when we kind of said, okay, it was fun, but let's stop.
I don't know if you're aware that they were actually arrested about 3/4 of a mile from where I sit and speak to you right now.
Yeah, I saw that, man. See, that was the part that didn't surprise me. For him to be in a truck and Kelly getting her nails done. See, that wasn't surprising to me. The murder was surprising, but doing that wasn't surprising because that's something what drug addicts would do.
Yeah, it's true. So, the sport, it was kind of exciting, obviously, when you guys were going at each other, and we seemed to have more personalities back then, a little more smack talking. It was a little more, to me, it was more fun back then. Do you think the sport is still fun, or is it kind of boring to you now?
I think it's, I'm trying to say this in a very respectful way. I don't think it's fun at all, to be honest with you. But it's not the athlete's fault. Let me make that clear. It's not the athlete's fault. I think it's the internet. I think the internet did a lot of great things for a lot of great people and what have you, but it put a real dark cloud over bodybuilding because, for fuck's sakes, man, Phil Heath is on the fucking stage at the Atlantic States 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He's a 6-time Mr. Olympia, all the respect in the world, this and that. And the crowd, you can hear fucking crickets. What do they expect? Seriously, man, what do you want? Is some mutant from Mars who's 500 pounds and shredded to get? It's like, I remember when, quick story, I remember when Ronnie Coleman, I had just turned pro, and Ronnie Coleman came to Virginia to guest pose at the Body Rock, which was at that time the best amateur show in the country.
Yeah.
And my training partner, Frank, he was like, man, I don't care. Well, I don't want to see Ron. I'm like, why? He goes, I see you every day, man. If you're a pro. I'm like, would you just come with me, sit in the front row, and see what happens? And Ronnie came walking down the pillars, and I looked over him, and I don't think I've ever seen a human being in that much of a shock in his life. And he just looked at it, and he looked at me, he goes, what the fuck is that? That's Mr. Olympia, man. That's fucking Ronnie Coleman. So the shock and awe is gone. Okay, it's gone. It's sort of there now in the Middle East and those places. That's why a lot of guest posers like to go there and what have you. But here in the United States, man, I just think that people are numb to it, man. It's like watching beheading videos. The first time you see it, you're shocked. And then after a while, you're like, oh, I've seen 20 people get their heads cut off. It's whatever.
Oh, my God. Another question. So one of the things, the only thing that was exciting about the Olympia to me last year and the Olympia this year is these comebacks of the old guys. When you heard last year, like 51, whatever he was, 51 or 52-year-old Kevin Levrone coming back, and now 52-year-old Flex Wheeler coming back, what do you think when you hear these guys?
I'll tell you what I think, Ron. I wanted to call Dave Palumbo up and say, I will bet you $50,000 cash and crisp $100 bills that Kevin's going to look like an idiot on stage. He will have no legs. The legs are gone. But I kept quiet. You know why? Because I respect Kevin. I had pictures of Kevin all over my wall, in my locker when I was growing up. Kevin was one of my heroes. But when, other than Dexter Jackson, he seems to be the anomaly in this category. Once you stop training legs heavy, your legs are gone.
Yeah.
That's it. There is no if, ands, or buts. Once the legs go and when you stop training it, that's not going to come back. Kevin can squat 405, go down, down past parallel. All he wants right now, his legs aren't coming back.
Oof.
As a matter of fact, his kneecaps, I've heard stories right now, I don't know if they're true or not, that he's getting those injections that Elway used to get in his elbows right now, those sugar saline injections just to work out. I mean, really? You want to end up like Ronnie?
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right, well, that's bodybuilding. Flex is coming back as a classic physique guy, which means I think he can't be more than 210 pounds anyway, so he doesn't have to worry about necessarily being as big as he was. Do you think he might be a little more successful than Kevin was?
No, he won't be.
Wow.
Not a chance in hell, because it's a different category, it's a different world, it's a different time right now. Look at that kid from Canada, the tall, good-looking white guy from Canada who just won the
Homestead.
Unfucking believable. Yeah. As a matter of fact, at the Atlantic States 2 days ago, I was all up in Arash's face, Arash Rabor, and I was like, yo, man, you better fucking get your shit together. And he was like, what are you talking about, man? That guy just has one pose. I'm like, what are you seeing that I'm not seeing? I said, Arash, it's not going to be easy like last year, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone's gunning. That black kid who won with the afro, that motherfucker's good.
Rion.
Yeah, man. I mean, and I kind of like psyched him up a little bit. I said, you can't think of it like it was last year. You got to bring the thunder this year, man, because these guys are hard to beat.
Yeah.
You know, so we'll see.
I mean, all these comebacks. Do you start thinking about coming back? I mean, I'm not sure. How old are you? You got to be about my age. I'm 47.
I'm 45 years old.
Okay, so you're not that old.
No, I'm 45, and I maintained everything. And to be honest with you, I haven't touched any of the, I wouldn't say hardcore, but I haven't touched any GH or IGF or insulin since 2008. It's been 9 years now, and I've still maintained 275, 280 pounds from eating and training and, being smart. And I changed my training style, just like Dexter said, you don't have to go crazy heavy all the time. And once in a while is okay. But making a comeback, not a chance in hell.
So that brings me to a guy named Life Pulse on the board said, you've been retired this long. Why do you maintain this size and weight? It's a lot of work.
Because I don't know any other way to live. Okay? Yeah. It's not like I'm forcing myself to eat. I wake up, Sundays I go and I food shop, I prep my food, or I call a prep company, they'll bring my food for me.
Yeah.
I wake up early in the morning at 7 o'clock. Sometimes I'll go do my fasted cardio. I'll come home, and I'm 275 pounds. If I had AIDS, Ebola, the hantavirus, and the flu at the same time, I don't think I could drop under 250 pounds.
Oh, man. Wow.
It's just me. That's just the way I am, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Hard work pays off, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, muscle that takes many, many years to build doesn't go away instantaneously.
No, and even when I had to, back in the day when I did my PCTs and I cleaned out for 3 months, I still maintained 268, 270 pounds. Yeah. It's food, man. If you go back, and I watch the YouTube clips from once in a while, and I listen to what the guys are saying, and there are some smart things being said. Jay said in an interview the other day, it's about food. You go ask Lee Haney, it's about food. Go ask Labrada, it's about food. Go ask any of the guys, I'll tell you, it was the food. As long as you're eating lots of food and good food, you're going to maintain your size and you're going to keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Howard, a board member, and this is something I've often wondered. I thought you looked your absolute best as a pro your first couple years.
Right.
You didn't have the same amount of size that you had later on, but as with a lot of pros, I think they didn't necessarily look better as they got bigger. And I think that was your case. Would you agree with me? Did you like your look in your earlier couple of years as a pro?
Yes. I was the most conditioned I was, but my body still had a lot more to fill out. I still had to fill out my quads. I still had to fill out my, even though I had a nice back, I needed to get a little bit thicker. And like Johnny Jackson, I mean, Johnny's done it right. He's starting to get the awards and the accolades right now. Yeah. But honestly, the 2003 Night of Champions, that's when you're a pure bodybuilder. And remember, the lights at the Ironman were something else.
Yes.
Okay. That wasn't, and people just don't understand what those lights were like.
Yeah.
But I think the 2003 Night of Champions, I think I have brought in one of my best packages. Just the lighting wasn't there. And then the 2005 Ironman, it was close again. Listen, Ron, putting all the bullshit aside and stuff like that, I was on track, okay, to be a multiple Arnold Classic champion, to do great things with my career. Yeah. What happened is I married the wrong woman. I dropped everything that I had in Washington, D.C. and Virginia. My best friends, Batista, who's a mega star now, and all the guys who played for the Washington Redskins, we all had a goal and a mission. They all sat down before I left, and they said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was blind, man. I was in love. Yeah. And when I came to New York, I didn't have my routine, my restaurants, my parents, my family, my friends. I didn't have anything, and I had to restart all that again. And reality of life hit me, mortgage, this, that. I mean, it just, I'm not trying to make excuses, but if I would have stayed in Virginia, I think my life would have gone a different path. Now, having said that, I have two amazing, beautiful kids, which I would never, under any circumstance, if somebody would have said it will make you a billionaire and not have the kids, I would still say no. But as far as my career goes, I should have stayed in Virginia.
Okay. This is the same. This is. Is it okay to say her name? I mean, is it the?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Barbara, that was your own. You've only been married once, right?
Yep, that's it. Yeah.
Well, I don't think marrying the wrong person in divorce is that rare a thing in America. So it's
It was rare for me because I'm Persian, and you have to understand, man, if you know any Persian people, my parents took her and took me, and they pretty much made us feel like we're real kings and real queens, and they gave us everything you can imagine, and it's the fact that unfortunately in this country everyone thinks that the grass is greener on the other side. There's something better in the horizon, which is not true, because even if she shacks up with Brad Pitt or I end up with Jennifer Aniston, they still have their own goddamn problems. That's why they're getting divorced. That's why they have their issues.
Right.
People don't get that. And once you go down that road, my friend, there's no coming back. But hey, listen, Ron, I got a 25-year-old bombshell, Scandinavian girlfriend right now. I'm happy. So, I'm very, very happy.
Scandinavia leads us to our next question, believe it or not.
Yes.
There's a guy from Norway called AJ. He claims to be your biggest fan. So first thing you want to know is, do you know who he is? Do you know who AJ is?
AJ sounds familiar from the boards and from emails and stuff.
Okay, he had like 30 questions, so I'm not going to ask all the questions, AJ, sorry. First question from him, if you're comfortable answering this. Muscle Tech, he wants to know, at the peak, how much were they paying guys like you?
In the mid six figures.
Okay, that's pretty damn great.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. I mean, listen, Muscle Tech was, if it wasn't for Muscle Tech, bodybuilding and bodybuilders would not be where we are right now.
I agree.
Okay? We got it. Paul did everything correctly. He showed us respect. He paid us a lot of money. He gave us bonuses, and he was like a hands-on type of CEO, and he would sit back, and I remember him coming to the Arnold Classic and just standing in a corner, just watching all the athletes. And, myself, I was very, fan-friendly, and the fans loved me. Even if they hated me or they liked me, they used to always come and just talk to me.
Yeah.
So he would stand back and give me a wink every once in a while and this and that. But listen, man, he paid us, man. He made us all. And then my guest appearances, I mean, I was making, just from guest appearances and selling pictures and videos, almost like $40,000 a month. Wow. And that's not just my paycheck from Muscle Tech. Now, can you imagine what Jay and Ronnie were making?
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, those are good old days. It's never going to be like that again for bodybuilders, unfortunately.
I hope that we can bring something like that back, but it doesn't look like it. I have to agree with you. It looks like we're going in the wrong direction.
Right. So he had asked about who you think's the best poser. But first I want to ask, you were known for your posing routines. Big Mike Cox asked this. Did you choreograph your own routines all the time?
I never choreographed anything. I used to call my my good friend Steve McAdams from Body Rock Productions, and I would tell him what my vision was, and I would send him or fax him at that time. Jesus Christ, fax him seriously. Yeah. Fax him a script like I want this song, and I'm gonna hit this kind of posing, this song, and he would do it, and I would just sit back and listen to it for about a month before a show, and then make it up on stage as I went. I never practiced it.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I never practiced.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, because I was trying to have, man, listen, it's not that difficult. Don't use music, because I tell the kids now all the time right now, don't use music that you like. Go and do something that the fans are going to like. Win the fans over, and it doesn't matter where you place or what happens, you're going to end up being the star.
That being said, who do you think is still, who impresses you today as a poser? Who do you think is the most, let's say, entertaining poser on the circuit right now?
Nobody, man. I'm sorry.
Not even Kai.
I mean, Kai's got his whole thing, but I think Kai is something that you would go to an artsy museum and find like these art freaks, and and they might appreciate what he does and stuff. But my favorite poser of all time, to be honest with you, was Melvin.
Yeah, okay.
I used to get a kick out of Melvin. We used to battle, and he'd win the best pose in one show, and I'd win it. But you know, those days, I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's just this is what happens when you take away the fucking prize money from posing and don't count it anymore.
Yeah.
Now, people used to put some effort into it and stuff. I know it's trying to make a comeback right now, what have you, but seriously though, man, I mean, it's all about, you know, it's the judges and it's the powers that be that are dictating what the sport is going to be like, right?
Yeah.
They came out and made Dana Lynn Bailey the standard bearer for her new division, correct?
Yes.
That's all the girls said, and then suddenly, what's her name? Juliana comes along and blows her out of the water, and then she set the new standard because the judges rewarded her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is the argument that I had with Steve Weinberger. I mean, Steve Weinberger and I, we go back almost 25 years. I love the guy. I mean, he's like my big brother. And I had a huge argument with him yesterday because he put my girlfriend, Dave, gave her 5th at the Atlantic States when her conditioning and her physique was night and day better than anybody. They're rewarding the anorexic girls. And I said to Steve, I said, Steve, explain this to me and I'll leave you alone. I said, these girls are looking at the professionals as their idols.
Yeah.
Okay? You take an anorexic girl who wins NPC shows overall and you put her in a pro lineup and she's going to look stupid because the pro girls have muscle, hardness, diamond hard glutes and hands. They're going to look stupid. I made my girl look like that, but you counted her down. You detracted her. Why? His answer is she's too much and you got to tone it down. But then if you go to the pro level,
yeah,
you blend right in. So it's the judges that are setting the standards right now, and I think that bikini it's a hit or miss. To be honest with you, if all the girls show up hard, then they'll reward that. If all the girls show up skinny, they're going to reward. I mean, it's a little bit crazy with that, but it's the judges. It's those guys, the powers that be, that are setting up everything. Well, they got all the power.
We talked about posing. It's actually now being scored at the Arnold shows. Were you happy to hear that? And how do you score that? Are you scoring on presentation, on entertainment? I was never really clear on how that was going to work.
Entertainment.
Okay.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger himself actually contacted me. When was that? And he said, "I want you to come and I want you to do what you always do." And then Lorimer called me up and said, "We want you to come and do what," because they were trying to make it fun and exciting and what have you. You know, and it's fun to get and you know what, getting a $15,000 check or $20,000 check, it's nice.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the entertainment that they are going to judge. And another thing, man, I used to get all these, you know, dick faces, and they used to say, "Oh, King's placed well at this show because he won the posing round." I never won the posing round. Not one time in my professional career did I win the posing round. That's not how it works.
Were they scoring the posing round back
They
then?
scored the posing round, but I would never win it.
Huh.
Ronnie would win it. Jay would win it. I mean, the guys that were still winning the shows,
Huh. Okay.
they would win the posing round.
So they weren't really scoring the posing.
No. It's entertainment. If you ask Jimmy Mannion, and Mannion would say, "Oh, still, you're judging the physique too, King. You know, the physique." So you know, it all comes back down to the body, man.
Oh man. Okay. Getting back to Melvin for a second, were you really surprised at what happened with Melvin recently?
I was. Listen, Melvin, you know, he was a clown in a good way. I mean, he was the IFBB guy. He used to mess with everybody, and you want to talk about someone who talks smack on stage. My God, Melvin was a Jedi master at talking smack. And, you know, it's sad, but Don Long, didn't something happen with him?
Yeah.
You know, and now we got Melvin. It's just sad, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what he was thinking. And if money is the root of all evil, my friend, you know that.
Yeah. Getting back to new divisions, I mean, classic physique seems to be something a lot of people are supportive of, if not, you know, even if you don't like some of these other new ones. Do you think it's something that we're happy to see it come along, and where do you think it's going to go?
It's been classic physique has been in existence for 10 years in the Middle East. They call it body classic.
Okay.
That's what they've been calling it. They've been calling it body classic, and they still wear the bodybuilding trunks though, but everybody has to wear black.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I like it. I mean, I'm digging the physiques, and I'm liking the I mean, even at the Atlantic States, the best physiques for these guys.
Yeah.
you know, and they're bringing it. It's fun, man. It's bringing some excitement back into it. I like it. I like classic physique.
Do you think it needs to go? You mentioned that, and I remember being at the Arnold Amateur years past, and they had a division called Classic Bodybuilding, which I believe is in the Middle East and Europe, and they wear the regular trunks. Do you think Classic Physique will eventually shift over towards what they've been doing over there for all these years?
That's up to Mannion. Jimmy's got to come up. That's Jimmy's decision. He's going to sit back and make up his own mind when it comes to that. That's why he's the boss.
Yeah. So as you've been sitting watching from the sidelines of the sport since you retired, what changes have you seen in the sport that you think have been positive, and what changes have sort of disturbed you?
Positive is I like the fact that these guys are making a lot of money now. Okay, I like the fact that that you know you're getting their just due as far as the finances. I mean, obviously they should be getting paid more and what have you. I like the fact that there's no more pro shows. I like the fact that they're you know, these guys are actually becoming bigger stars and stuff like that. But as far as the physiques go, no, we're going back.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit on that? Like, what do you see in the physiques that you don't think is going in the right direction?
Conditioning. Conditioning. It all comes down to conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you have just go back and look at the 1999 British Grand Prix. My fucking God, man. Look at that. 10 guys peak at one show.
Yeah.
You know, everyone talks about Ramy and Ramy. We could put Ramy next to Nasser El Somebody of 1997. Really? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just a different. You'll never see those cartoon characters again, because at that particular time, you know, I did a YouTube video and it went viral and it got like millions and millions of views and hits. And all I did was I got pissed off one day in the gym and I grabbed some poor fucking kid who was walking. I was like, take me. You know, and he's like, okay. And he started taking me, and I went off, and I was like, you fucking people who sit here and complain, because I hear all these complaints. Low carb, I hear the complaints now. Oh, my body works better with carbs. Shut the fuck up. That does not. You know what I'm saying? Suffer. Yeah. Go eat the fucking fish. You got to eat fish, white fish, 6 times a day. Eat your vegetables and asparagus 6 times a day for 4 weeks straight to get into that fucking type of conditioning. Yes, it's right. I mean, nowadays you see guys showing up 2 days before the Olympia, the press conference, with their faces out to here. Back in the day, you had your bones sticking out of your face. I mean, I remember at the Olympia press conference, athletes meeting.
Yeah.
And in 2001, I'm in that room and I'm looking around saying, oh my God, these are all the guys I had on my fucking wall.
Wow. And
I'm competing against them. And the faces, man, Kevin walked in with cheekbones sticking out, and Dexter with his forehead, you can see lines and striations in his forehead. I'm like, my God. I mean, you won't see that anymore. You don't see that anymore. And it's because, honestly, man, they're fucking lazy. People have gotten fucking lazy. Instead of getting on the treadmill and grinding out 60 minutes, I'll take another thyroid. I'll take another T3 and T4 and I'll be fine.
Yeah, do you blame any of this on, you know, there were coaches and stuff when you were competing, but now it's, even at the local level, nobody thinks they can compete without a coach. So we have all these athletes being coached, and the pharmacy side of it has advanced in the last 10, 15 years too. So theoretically, shouldn't we be seeing better physiques and better conditioning on average?
No, it's because these douchebag ass clowns who call themselves coaches have no fucking idea what the hell they're doing. They have absolutely no fucking idea what they're doing. All these coaches and gurus, George, Hani, to a certain point, Milos, all these guys go back to one guy. That's Chad Nichols. Chad started all of it. Chad was the one who started the whole guru, let me help. Remember, when I went to Chad, Chad had Nasser, Flex, Chris, Ronnie.
Wow.
4 guys. And here's me with balls like this, walking up to him. I remember the day like it was yesterday. Mr. Nichols, this is right after I got 7th at the Nationals. I said, Mr. Nichols, and he looked at me and goes, yeah. I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing the last 2 weeks. Can you help me? And he goes, he laughed and he goes, well, what'd you place? I said, 7th. I said, but I don't know what I'm doing, man. I don't know the last 2 weeks. He goes, all right, get up to 300 pounds. This is what he said. Get up to 300 pounds by the Arnold Classic in March and we'll talk.
Wow.
I showed up at the Arnold Classic, Ron, 308 pounds.
Wow.
And there's there's pictures out there, I'm sure, on the internet. When I was wearing those white tights, I looked like the fucking Marshmallow Man from Ghostbusters.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, it was a big puffball. But I got up to 308, and he looked at me, and Kim was standing next to him, and he goes, "This fucking kid is crazy." I'm like, "You tell me what to eat grass, and I'll eat fucking grass. You tell me what to do." And that's when I got with Chad, and believe me, I could sit here and tell you story after story after story. Hani and George used to follow Chad around from room to room, just taking notes as he talked. I remember these things, and now they're the gurus and this and that. Whenever it comes to these coaches, I always say one thing. Don't get Dexter Jackson and Branch Warren and Sean Roden and say, I am a coach and look what I did. These guys can get ready for shows. A fucking albino blind monkey could get these guys ready for a show. All right? Show me someone from zero, a genetic mush, and turn them into something nice, and then I'll believe that you're a coach. I see it every day, man. My coach did this. No, you didn't. There's no such thing as my coach around here. There's only a handful of guys, maybe 3 or 4 guys that I know that know what they're doing, and one of them is Fakri Mubarak. Fakri knows what the fuck he's doing. That's why he's turned 70 people pro right now, 70-plus people. There's another guy in Delray down in Florida by the name of G Money. He knows what he's doing. There's only a handful of guys. The rest of them, bullshit.
Do you coach athletes yourself now?
I got 72 people right now. Most of them are people who just want to look good. Yeah. And then we have competitors. And the competitors, to be honest with you, after 2 or 3 weeks, if I feel like they can't hack it, I return their money and I tell them I can't. It's very simple for me. I can tell within 2 or 3 weeks if someone can do it or someone can't. And nowadays, I'm telling you, the easiest people to help are the old school guys, man. The masters.
Yeah.
I got an airline pilot right now. I'm getting ready for the Masters Nationals. This guy will, if I tell him to go drink wolf piss, he will do it.
Yeah, that's me. I would do that if I had to.
That's me. Those are the best fucking clients in the world, man.
But so you find that this current generation, the younger aspiring competitors, it seems to me like the first question out of their mouth when they're looking for a coach is, how many cheat meals do I get?
Exactly.
Yeah. They're already looking for break and they haven't even started the work yet.
When can I have a cheat meal? Or my favorite one is I'm killing it in the gym, this and that. You know what I do? I'm like, this is my favorite thing. And I know I shouldn't be doing this a lot because I kind of feel bad for them afterwards. But I always say to them, why don't you come do legs with me Thursday night? Just come do legs with me. Yeah. Every single time their head's in the toilet and they can't walk for 3 days. And then they realize that what they've been doing is not even close to where it should be. They get their asses kicked. Why? Because the kids nowadays, they watch the internet and they think they know what they're doing and they don't. They don't know how to suffer. They don't know how to train hard. They don't know what carb depletion is. They don't know. Everybody goes, I went keto today. Today was my keto. No, you don't understand what keto is. Define keto for me and I'll tell you, okay, if you did it or not.
Oh, man.
I went keto today.
Keto. Does it take like a week or 2 or something to actually get into ketosis if you're doing
that?
Yes,
it takes a long time, and you got to have the fats in there too, and it's a whole process. And I've helped, believe me, man, I've helped so many people become winners and champions, and then they go off and they think that they know what they're doing and what have you. It's the lack of respect nowadays, man. There was a certain thing, Ron, in the 90s, and you remember, it was called pro courtesy. If you were an IFBB pro, and you were traveling, and you went to a gym, they never charged you.
No.
They never, anything for the drinks, for the entrance fee, or for T-shirts, or whatever. It was all comped.
Right.
Now you walk into the gym, and the biggest joke right now is Planet Fitness with their lunk alarm. You grunt, and an alarm goes off.
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, man. It's just sad, man. It's sad.
Yeah, I don't want to get on a whole off topic here, but we talk about like Eastern Europe and the Middle East. This is where we're getting a lot of the better competitors now. And do you see it as sort of like America's becoming pussified in these places? They're still old school in a lot of ways that we lost along the way.
They respect the sport and they respect the athletes, and this
Yeah.
Money, my friend. Money. That's what it is. Put yourself in Akeem Williams' shoes. Put yourself in Victor's shoes. The baiter calls you up and says, come to my gym, Oxygen. I pay for your food. I pay for your drink. I pay for your gear. I pay for your supplements. You come here and tell me how much you get paid monthly. I pay your paycheck too, and you come here, but you have to let my people train you. Okay, what's 10,000 to a guy who's a billionaire? It's piss. It's spit. It's nothing, right?
Right.
So of course you're gonna go. Here in the United States, you're Chris Cormier in Venice Beach, Muscle Beach, and they're kicking you out of the gym because they don't want that element in there anymore.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, man. Really sad. Yeah. All right. What have you got going on? What are some things on the horizon for you that you're working on right now?
Hey, my full attention. I can't even begin to tell you how long I've worked on this. And you take the entire Middle East, and you put it on this side, and you put Iran by itself on this side. This little country right here has more profit potential and more bodybuilders, more gyms than the entire Middle East combined.
Wow.
That's how incredibly important and powerful Iran is. Forget about what dick-face Trump is saying right now and what the rest of the world is saying. I didn't see that when I went there. When I went in Iran, I saw the kids, I saw Versace, I saw them having fun. This and that. Obviously, they can't go out and post things or drink or this and that, but they found other things to do. And you answer this question. If there's no nightclubs, if there's no gatherings, if guys and girls can't walk in public without, where do you go where you can listen to house music and hip hop, where you can be with your friends and do whatever, and it's all legal? The gym.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So all these kids who are graduating from college and this and that, they're coming out, there's no job, and they're like, wait a minute, I can go, I can become a personal trainer, make money, make myself look good, and hang out with my friends all day long? Of course. That's why Iran has become what it's become. Now, that's the good. The bad is they don't allow anyone in that country, any businesses in that country. It's all like this, right? But hard work pays off. If you know the right people, if you go through the right channels, you go through the State Department, you go through their consulate, there's a huge steps. It's taken me 4 years, and we are getting very, very close to getting to that point where we can do business with them. Nike's in, Reebok is in, some of the, I think Lockheed Martin is in. They're making airplanes for Iran. It's opening up. Doors are opening up. And once that goes, it's going to explode for me, and then I can look at Europe and then North America. Because right now, one of my closest friends, Ron, is Eric Hillman. He is the CEO of Europa Sports, which is the biggest distributor. Okay, I can call Eric right now, pick up my phone, give him a buzz, and Eric will give me a shot, put me in his brochures, and he'll let me see if I can sell my stuff. Yeah, but it comes down to one thing, man. It comes down to inventory and money. That goes the same thing for the vitamin shop. It goes the same thing for GNC. If I go sit in front of the executives, the first questions they're going to ask me is, do you have enough inventory for the Northeast?
Right.
That's at least $4 million.
Yeah.
That's the old saying, you know, when you have money, you can make money.
Takes money to make money, yeah.
It takes money to make money, exactly.
I assume you're fluent in Farsi?
Yes, I am, but I speak it like I'm a ghetto. I mean, I speak Farsi, but I don't speak it very well, you know, and it laughs. It makes a lot of people laugh when I speak, but I can communicate. Definitely can communicate.
You were a kid when you came. Were you like 7 or 8 years old when you got here?
I came here when I was very, very young, when I was 5.
5.
Went back and then came back again when I was 8. So
okay. It's been
I've been here since I was 8.
Okay, cool. Well, that all sounds really exciting. I hope that all comes through for you. Sounds like it's going to, because you're not going to give up.
Not a chance in hell am I going to give up.
I think I got to most of the questions. I appreciate all your time. People have been asking for this for a while. And hopefully this won't be the last interview we do. Hopefully there'll be some more in the future.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. We're going to, I just want to get some things happening right now. I'm starting up my own YouTube page.
Okay.
And we're gonna have a little fun with that.
What's it called?
And it's all gonna be announced on social media and stuff like that. It will be under my name, King Kamali.
Okay.
And it's just a lot of things right now that on the horizon. I'm just waiting for the right moment and the right exact time of doing things. It's not there yet. I've learned one thing, Ron, that there's such a thing as an evil eye. I'm not religious, and I'm not, but I am a little superstitious. I feel like if you announce shit before it's actually positively done, someone's gonna say something bad, and some bad shit's gonna happen.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Jinxing. You're jinxing yourself.
Yeah, you're gonna jinx yourself. So I keep it to myself. But there's a lot of people that need to be smacked up around on the internet. There's a lot of people need to be fucking taught a lesson, and I think I'm gonna bring a little bit of fun back into it a little bit.
Cool, man. I'll be watching that channel for sure then. Oh. All right. Well, for the Ronline report, I want to thank you so much for joining us, King. This has been Ron Harris with the one and only King Kamali.
Peace.
All right.